That was so professional, so slick, just like Bristol City yesterday. Incredibly lucky from me there. Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the 1894 podcast. Welcome back to yet another match reaction. We are here after Bristol City's 1-0 win over Swansea yesterday. A crucial win for Bristol City. Not a pretty win. Wasn't the free-flowing football we want to see. It was scrappy, it was ugly, but it was very much needed. I have with me Matiss, as always, on these podcasts. Matiss, how are you doing after yesterday's shenanigans?
I'm relieved, I put it that way, because like you said, it was a crucial win and very needed for Manning as well, and just the fan base in general. We needed to get some points on the board. Obviously lost 4 in a row, and it was a big opportunity to do it at home. And yeah, maybe it wasn't pretty, didn't play to our best abilities, but we still got the job done. And then Dickey comes in with a header, which is kind of seems like all our 1-0 wins where we just edge it is a cross and a header by Dickey. But yeah, good to get points back on the board and a win for Manning, hopefully build some momentum. But yeah, still like a lot to be done, I think. And this shouldn't hide the fact of kind of like recent form and our performances, but the result was needed, and good we got it over the line.
Yeah, definitely, not your kind of pretty Bristol City performance, but yeah, just as you say, much needed, and just to win. Just it's nice to see after 4 consecutive losses, isn't it? Just to win. This was the starting 11 yesterday against the Swans. It was Max O'Leary in goal, Ross McCrory, Zach Viner, Rob Dickey, Cam Pring, make up the back four. Taylor Garner-Hickman and Joe Williams in that midfield too, alongside Jason Knight, who's a little bit further forward. Harry Cornick started on the right, Ani and Matiss started on the left, and Tommy Conway was the main striker up top. Before I get your thoughts on that Bristol City side, this was the Swansea side. Carl Rushworth in goal. Carl Norton, Ben Cabango, Nathan Wood, and Josh Timon made up the back four. Joe Allen and Matt Grimes in midfield, alongside Jimmy Patterson, ex-Bristol City, of course. That may or may not be relevant for a certain segment of the show later on. Ronald, who was very like just Ronald. It was mental. Plemos Plaheta on the other flank, and Liam Cullen up top. So what do you make of that Bristol City side then, Matiss?
For me, that's probably one of our strongest sides at the moment. But personally, I wouldn't put Cornick in there. I mean, yeah, in terms of the selection, Conway, I think, was going to be seen, and I'm not too surprised, especially he scored, obviously, against Ipswich. And even though, yeah, Manning's been kind of preferring Wells over him, but yeah, I think Conway coming in was good. And then McCrory starting right back. I mean, obviously, Tan hasn't got a lot of game time now, but McCrory's been solid. And then on the bench, obviously, we had Twine back. Again, no appearance, but so hopefully we see him soon. And Mabude as well didn't manage to come on. But in terms of starting lineup, I was happy. I liked Taylor Garner-Hickman and Williams in the midfield. And obviously that back four is pretty settled, and maybe just Cornick not in. But for me, that's probably one of my preferable starting 11s.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was fairly strong as well. I was a little bit surprised with Harry Cornick. I thought he made a good impact against Ipswich actually, but I was a little bit surprised. But yeah, Tommy Conway expected to come back in after Nahki Wells, who I thought was good against Ipswich actually, but just generally I thought probably Tommy Conway needs to come back in. Cam Pring, left back, was probably on the other kind of doubt with the injury, some minor injury he's been carrying, but Manning has come out repeatedly and said it's not major. So yeah, no real surprises from that point of view. From Bristol's perspective, the Swansea team, obviously, we know what to expect from Swansea at the moment. Allen, Grimes, and midfield are very technical, very passing, and good players on the ball. We've got Jimmy Patterson, obviously, ex-Bristol City. Got a decent reception, I'd say, on the whole, when coming back to Ashton Gate. Few little boos, but generally not terrible. All right, let's get into the game then. First half. Yeah, so that was it. That was the first half. So that's, nothing happened, mate. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, I mean, Ronald had a volley that was kind of half hit, not half hit. It was hit cleanly over the bar. He had a few really good opportunities to put balls into the box. He missed them. Actually, the highlight of the first half was probably, and if you haven't seen it, is that corner kick from Swansea. It is the most. Have you seen it? You surely have seen it. Oh God, it is the most awful of set piece routines I have ever seen. It is terrible. Ronald goes and takes the corner. Ben Kabanga, I think, is the man. So you know how they do shortcut corners. They tried to play it along the line. It is genuinely so. It literally hit out of play. It is terrible. Yeah, that was the first half. That nothing happened. Bristol had no shots. Swansea had no shots on target. Swansea had a lot of the ball. I think 70. We had 28% possession, so 72% possession in Swansea's favour. Just no real cutting edge. And that's been a bit of a story. But this was taken to new drastic levels, and just couldn't get a foothold in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched that corner back on Twitter, and that is one of the worst set pieces I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the highlights, and yeah, it looked, and just from everything I've heard, and just looked like one of those lackluster first halves. Nothing really goes through. It's pretty cagey, scrappy. Not much really going for either team. So yeah, not really anything to see other than that corner, like you mentioned. But then I guess it kind of unfolded in the second half a bit and opened up. I mean, we made our first substitution relatively early on in the second half.
Just in the first half, there was a situation I think where Harry Cornick were kind of cut inside. It might have been Mehmeti. Mehmeti was both of them were involved. Cornick cut, one of them cut inside. They should have just shot. They should have shot, but instead tried to pass it sideways and backwards. In those kind of situations where you're like you're kind of unsure whether you're going to get another better opportunity from that situation. You just have to take a shot. Just have to make sure something goes towards the goal. And yeah, me looked a little bit afraid to shoot there. I think it might have been Harry Cornick. If you're in the chat, let me know and enlighten me on that situation. But yeah, half time comes about. There's a lot of from the stadium. There's a lot of audible booing. Yeah, and that was quite evident to see. And there was always that kind of feeling inside you, if Swansea score, this is going to turn really toxic really quickly. And Swansea should have scored. Plaheta had a huge chance at the back post. And somehow he skies it. Have you seen that chance back? Because it is massive. I think it's Ronaldo gets in, Ronaldo, whatever, gets in down the right. Wasn't Ronaldo? Gets in down the right hand side. First decent cross he actually puts in for the whole game. And yeah, Plaheta, who wasn't known for his finishing abilities at Norwich, let's just say, but yeah, he should hit the target from there.
It's just a bit too easy as well. They play a nice 1-2 down the right hand side, and then Pring's just completely exposed, and it's way too easy. And then yeah, it's a nice ball, can't clear it, falls to Plaheta, and then he skies it. Puts it wide. And yeah, it's a big chance for them because, like you said, we go down in that game and it really turns sour. So yeah, we just needed to hold on and just find an opening, really. So we were lucky there. But yeah, we moved on from there, and that was probably Swansea. Well, definitely Swansea's best chance, and probably one of their only really good chances.
Yeah, just before that, actually, Mark Sykes comes on for Harry Cornick. I know you were going to mention this. Sykes comes on for Cornick, and Hayden Roberts comes on 4 minutes later for Camp Ring. And maybe that may have been because Fring reported something after the substitution where he didn't know that before. We don't know, but presumably if Manning had the choice, he would have made both substitutions at the same time. But then there must have been something there. Yeah, the chance for Swansea actually comes right after Sykes comes on, which was interesting because I thought actually Mark Sykes made a massive difference in how he played, because Cornick were kind of trying to make him running behind on the end of long balls. He wasn't winning anything against Cabango and Wood, but Sykes is a little bit more clever in his movement. He gives options. We can pass the ball into him. We can move it around a little bit more. That's the kind of thing that happened. After that, we have a lot more, I'd say, territory. Generally, look a lot better on the ball and create a few more chances. Card a couple of shots. Ross McCrory, my goodness me, gets in down the right hand side. He literally just has to tap it across to Tommy Conway. Instead, his eyes light up, tries to shoot and hits the side netting. He should cut it across. Tommy Conway literally just stood there for about 10 seconds, go like that, with hands on his head. Yeah, he should cut it across, shouldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant ball from Viner from all the way back, and then Sykes falls, and then McCrory gets on the end of it. I think he's got to pass that first time, but then he takes a touch, then he's closed down, and then he's kind of forced to take the shot, and at the end it's not good enough. And side netting, like you said, but big chance for us there. We did look a lot, I think, more organized, and we knew that we had to push on. I hope our team talk was good at half time, and because we definitely needed that goal. But big chance from McCrory. I thought it was pretty good, but missed that chance.
Just on Kieran's comment there, and thank you for joining us, Kieran. Well, have you heard Brian Tinian's interview on BBC Bristol? Yeah, I thought it literally just happened. So, I've listened to it. I'll give my thoughts on it if someone can remind me at the end of the podcast. If you want, I'll give my thoughts on it, because I thought that was I'll tell you all about it. John and Co becoming more delusional and comical by the day. We'll talk about the Lansdowne and whatnot. So let's finish talking about the game, and then we'll go on to other stuff. Then Rob Dickey gets a goal. I think it's a corner short, taken short, given to Ani and Matiss, who's inside the box. He kind of bamboozles the Swansea defender. We can say that now for certain. If that goal doesn't come, he looks like an absolute tit, but who cares? Murty kind of like a few step overs, gives it back to Joe Williams, who puts the ball in first time from the right hand side. Nice, not just a hit and hope cross. It's a nice measured cross in. Rob Dickey coming onto it. Rob Dickey, if you discount penalties this season, is by far and away our top goal scorer. That is mental. Good for Dickey to come on and get another goal. And a lot of the goals Dickey's getting, I think Matiss said this, have been very, very, very important. 1-0 against Sheffield Wednesday. I think the Southampton game is the only game where Dickey has scored and it's like not been important because other people have scored. Coventry at home, Coventry away, where he gained us 4 points. And obviously yesterday against Swansea, so massive, undoubtedly, I think, signing of the season. And massive contender for player of the season. I'd say strong favourite as well.
Yeah, definitely at this moment. I mean, he's been brilliant. Just composed at the back, and then in big moments, he gets us the goal when we need it. On that goal, Messi looked really bright as well yesterday. Watching some of the replays as well, he looked a lot more confident. And then it's a brilliant cross, and he didn't need to jump. He just guides it into the bottom left corner. It's another brilliant header, and it's a kind of a crucial moment where we're getting towards the end of the game, and it's getting nerve-wracking, and we need to find a goal, and we get it done and take the lead, which is very important. And because this game go one of two ways. If we lose this, it really turns bad. So I think that was a very important goal. And a great finish as well.
Yeah, Rob Dickey, goal machine at this point. He's just unbelievable. He's like Aidan Flint. Just give him the ball from set pieces, he's going to score most of the time. Yeah, massive, massive goal, and yeah, you could feel the relief after just after it, and the team looked like they were playing with so much more confidence after the goal as well. And that's the thing you want to see. You don't want to see stodgy football. You don't want to see players playing within their skin, kind of in their shell, shackles on. We want to see, yeah, we want to see a system. Yeah, we want to see some good style of play implemented by the manager, but we also want to see a little bit of confidence. There's players like Ani and Matiss, players like Mark Sykes, Sam Bell when he's fit. Just expressing themselves. That's what they're here for. And that's how we're going to get the best out of them, and that's how they're going to do better in their careers as well. And hopefully, Bristol City um, as well. Yeah, after that goal, we had a huge chance with Jason Knight where his header goes just wide. It's a beautiful ball in, I think, by Ani and Matiss as well. I think one of them. Well, it's a good lifted ball in by Hayden Roberts, and then Ani and Matiss puts the ball in, and Jason Knight. He normally buries that. He's been good on headers recently. Knight. I know that Sheffield Wednesday goal away. Sheffield Wednesday was one of them. Yeah, that's a good chance. That and arguably Bristol City probably had the chances to make it 2-0 and wrap the game up.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, we always mention it. Knight's like aerial threat and ability is just incredible, considering he's like the shortest player in the squad, probably. But yeah, I think it was Conway who crossed it in, gave it a little touch. Yeah, it was a brilliant ball by Roberts, and then usually see the goes in, had a lot of power on it, but yeah, just wide, and yeah, it could have easily been 2-0 there, but another minor chance missed. I mean, we had some key chances in the game, but again, we still want to be seeing a bit more created throughout a game, because then we have to rely on key moments. But lucky enough, today we got through with just the one goal and managed to keep a clean sheet. But was unlucky in that chance, and Knight couldn't put it away.
Andy King comes on for Taylor Gardner-Hickman. Naki Wells comes on for Tommy Conway. Naki Wells one, kind of, if Naki Wells starts, Tommy Conway comes on. If Tommy Conway starts, Naki Wells comes on. So no surprises there. Andy King came on. I think that was more because you just want to see the game out, and Kingy, brings experience, kind of leadership in the midfield. And yeah, I thought we did well. Did what was asked of him, and he did it quite well as well. I thought. Swansea didn't really create anything, if I'm being honest, for a side that looked that were 1-0 down in a rivalry, whatever you want to call it. There's a bit of needle between the two sides. It's not pleasant if you go to a game, but I thought they lacked urgency, and I was quite surprised by that. Luke, if you see that Luke Williams side, who was Swansea's manager, sort of like Notts County, they play with so much energy, urgency. They just want to get forward each time. It's got like 5 goals every game at National League level. Well, okay, fine, my going long stuff helps, but still, they just didn't see any of that from a Swansea perspective.
Yeah, they didn't look that threatening, to be honest. And well, we've now done the double over them this season as well, which I don't think we've done in a while, because we do usually get a lot of draws against them. But yeah, they're kind of now sitting in 15th. They're now 4 points behind us. They're just sitting in that mid-table position. But yeah, like you said, they didn't look threatening. But I mean, here this come by Kieran as well. I mean, yes, we did get the win, but we weren't great ourselves as well. We were poor. But again, I feel like we have moments where we don't play as well, and then we get the result, and then we have good performances. We played pretty well, I have to say, against Ipswich on Tuesday night. Couldn't get the result there. 2 late goals. Lost the game 3-2. Was against a strong side, but we're kind of getting the wrong order. We get brilliant performances against the top teams, and then play worse against the mid-table teams, and then we just need to kind of click it all together and find out. But I mean, everyone who was kind of slating Manning, I mean, we can get onto that, but yeah, obviously the result at the end of the day, the result is what matters. But and especially yesterday. But yeah, still not a great performance.
Yeah, it was one of those where you just go, fine, take the win, but you want to see that's not kind of sustainable. It's a one-off, and yeah, fine as a one-off and whatnot, but needs to be more sustainable kind of level of growth. Swansea have a couple of free kicks right at the end of the game when Matt Grimes delivers into the box. There's a couple of pitch invaders actually. A couple of young lads. And actually, if I'm being brutally honest, it kind of killed the momentum of the game. Swansea looked like they're just building a little bit of momentum, and they come on, stopped for a minute and a half. And obviously, pitch invade is not funny. It's not a funny thing. They could be carrying something on them. It's just not. It's obviously not a laughing matter, but probably helped us in a little way. That killed their momentum, and from the free kick, literally as they were dragged off the pitch, the free kick literally happened right after. Swansea didn't score as the free kick is cleared away by Hayden Roberts. The referee blows full time whistle, and Bristol have come up with all 3 points after 4 games without a single point, 4 straight defeats. That felt like a massive win for City and for Manning. Just to ease the pressure off him, get the players playing with a little bit more confidence, and just put some real breathing space between us and the bottom 3. Is that what your summation of the game probably is?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a slight worry after that Ipswich loss, thinking that yesterday was crucial because we don't win that game and then it's really not looking great. But then I was thinking about, will we get sucked into relegation battle? But I think we have far too much quality, and we need to drop a lot of points, and the teams below us, there's still a healthy gap and a lot of teams. There's a big mixture of teams who would need to gain a lot of points. So yeah, we're definitely safe and 9 points, but I think we'll be fine. But we're 11 points off playoff, so we're sat in this middle position yet again. We have 9 games left this season. So yeah, bit of a shame, but I don't think we really expected much. Going into the season, we were looking at high mid-table finish, and then obviously after Pearson sacking, and then a little of optimism, but obviously Manning needs his time. But yeah, probably just a crucial win overall. It was needed, that 3 points. So good to get over the line, even if we weren't great. Rob Dickey comes in with a clutch header for us. So yeah, and hopefully we can build a bit of momentum now and confidence and show some good performances for the end of the season.
Yeah, that's probably a fair summation of our lost yesterday, and just the kind of sense of just get the season over with, play with some momentum, play with some confidence, play with a little bit of free spirit, and just kind of get it all together. Well, we'll talk about him then. Liam Manning. I wasn't a fan of Manning being appointed, and still not convinced by him. Yesterday's will just get him through the end of the season. You say we have the quality, but we lost to QPR Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah,
go on.
I know what you mean and how we play terribly against the worst sides, but in terms of being sucked into a relegation battle, I think I don't think we're at any risk of that with the quality. In terms of on paper, our players should be performing at a very high level, and we've got some quality players, but we need to kind of fix that. I think in compared to other championship sides,
really,
in not top 6, but nowhere near the.
No, but look at the sides. Look at the sides directly above us. Middlesbrough,
no, as in not Middlesbrough, but in terms of that bottom 10.
Okay, okay, fine, yeah. But according to
the quality,
I hope we have a better squad.
Then the team's fighting for relegation. I'm just in terms of relegation battle and the worry that we were 4 losses in a row. I don't think we should even look at that. In terms of the teams above us, playoff contenders, no, but I think we have a pretty mid-table quality side, I'd say. But we brought a lot. Like Dickey wasn't obviously, he was with a poor QPR side, but we brought, the best out of him right now. He's been amazing. But yeah.
Yeah, Kieran again says 9 points isn't a lot, and our next 2 games are very hard. That is also very true. West Brom and Leicester coming up. We lose the next 2, and teams get results underneath us, which they are at the moment, by the way. Some real informed teams, and we are in big trouble again. There's a lot being said about a relegation battle, isn't there? I'll give my 2 pence for what it's worth. I don't think we're in a relegation battle right now. Again, if we go and are we expecting to get anything against West Brom and Leicester? No. I'd say a point maybe is the kind of maximum we can get, and I'll take a point out of them two games. But let's say we do get nothing. We are some and teams below us: Sheffield Wednesday, Blackburn, Stoke, Millwall, QPR, and other teams, Plymouth, I think, Birmingham. If they start to push up, and I know there's a couple of games in the near future between the sides, a few of the sides near the bottom, they start to push up, and that gap becomes 5 points or 6 points again. That's going to be a problem. But at the moment, I just don't think we're in a relegation battle. I agree with Matiss, actually. Compared to the bottom 7, 10, bottom 10, we have all the sides who we think at the moment are in a relegation battle. Up to like Watford, I'd say. They are. I think we have a better squad than them, and we should be well comfortably above them, I think, and we are at the moment. Yeah, so not much else to add, I'd say, on the relegation battle. I think we're pretty much safe. Just a couple more wins, and I think we'll be fine. And we've got a couple of decent games coming up towards the end of the season. Yeah, Blackburn, Huddersfield, Stoke, Rotherham. So yeah, we should be targeting 4 wins then, ending the season pretty well.
Yeah, I think we're more than safe enough. And I think the relegation maybe from Swansea downwards would start, and I think
Swansea.
Good, and that should be fine. But there's a lot of teams and a lot of results to be made, and 9 points is still relatively healthy. And yeah, I think we'll definitely pick up some results going forward, and we should be fine. I mean, the bottom, Huddersfield or Sheffield Wednesday didn't gain any points on the weekend either. Well, neither did the bottom 5. So yeah,
we have to remember there's only 9 games left as well, so it's not like there's 15 games left, and bit of a different story. But it's only 9 games left, so I think we're fine. I think we're safe. Let's talk about Liam Manning then, because there's still conversations going on about whether or not he's good enough. Or he's showing enough at the moment to go and really prove that he is going to be the man to take us into the longer term. What are your thoughts on Manning?
I wouldn't say I'm definitely not Manning out. That's what I'll say for now. I mean, I've always said I disagreed with the kind of the moment of sacking Pearson, and obviously we were all frustrated at that point. But I think it was right to sign someone a bit younger. He had a bit of there was a bit of optimism of how he was doing at Oxford. He's come in, he hasn't done great. If we're being honest, we've got around a 33% win rate, I think. Maybe bumped up a bit after that Swansea win.
Not too dissimilar to Pearson, that.
Yeah, exactly. But I think we're going in the right direction. He hasn't had so many games with us, but from the performances we've seen, like against Southampton, I know you can say they're 1 game off, but that was realistically 3-0 and then a last-minute penalty. And we've showed some really complete performances in games, but we just need, I think, some fine-tuning. And I think we need a good striker, a number 9, to really push on, because our defense has been solid. We've got the 4th best defense in the league in terms of goals conceded. We just need to find that kind of next piece of the puzzle. And I still think I'm not convinced about that win. I don't think we played great, and we have been poor. We've lost 4 on the bounce, but I think we're relatively moving in the right direction. And also, let's be honest, with that win, and we'll pick up a couple more results for the end of the season, then Manning's not going to get sacked. We know the board, they give time, and he'll have the preseason. And I think next season we'll kind of know, and that will be his chance to go up, because I don't think we're going to give him like 3 years now, like we did with Pearson, to really have that much time, because we built the foundation now. Hopefully a couple good signings in the summer, and then he can implement his style of play and see if it really comes together. But I'm still sticking with him, and I don't think we expected to be in the playoffs anyway this year. So
I think I described it as, if we did sack Manning, I think I described it as suicidal. If that ever came to fruition, I still stick by that. I think it'd be ridiculous to sack him. To give him a squad that's not his first. None of these are his players apart from Mbude and Twine. Bird's going to come in. Stokes is going to come in. Murphy to some extent, but he was here before that. Really, he was in through the door in in the summer, just didn't come over the line. I don't think these players are good enough to play like Liam Manning ball, quotation marks there. If you're listening on the podcast, I just don't think there's enough technical ability within these players, or the creative ability, apart from Scott Twine, to go and break down a defence. I just don't think that's there at the moment, and that's really frustrating. I think there's a lot of hard-working players. I think there's a lot of energy. I think there's a lot of youth, and that's obviously evident. But there's no kind of mix of the technical quality we need, I think, for a Manning system. Oxford, he had that. Cameron Brannigan, Marcus McGuane. For League One, they're top technical players. We have decent players in midfield. Those two, by the way, Brannigan and McGuane in midfield. We have decent players in midfield. Joe Williams is, good at ball retention. He can pass the ball around a little bit, but he'll mainly be quite safe. We have Taylor Garner-Hickman, who's probably the only other player who's a bit able to, drive forward and maybe make chances, but he's definitely not a specialist in doing that. Jason Knight is being deployed in a number 10 position, so he's not been able to we've not really seen what he can do in a number 8 position in a Liam Manning system. So there's a lot of, I'd say, uncertainty over what maybe some crucial parts of the team are actually capable of and what heights they can potentially reach. But let's presume Matthew James, Joe Williams, Andy King all leave in the summer. That will leave us with probably Taylor Garner-Hickman and Max Bird as our 2 midfielders. We need a couple of players, 3 players, preferably 4 players coming in through the door. Especially if James, Williams, and King all leave, we'll need, I think, 3 more players to replace them. And as you said, strikers needed. Not just any striker, needs striker that's mobile. So these are my criteria: mobile, goal scoring. What else? Physical, good with back to goal. So that's 4 criteria. I can't think of a single striker in the EFL apart from George Hurst, Ipswich, Ryan Hardy, Plymouth, Patrick Bamford, Leeds. It's really hard to find it in the Championship. So you'll have to look, I'd say, abroad. And the only other player I actually look at was probably Ali El Hamadi, but he's now gone to Ipswich as well. So, yeah. And it's hardly like we can go to Oxford and say, "Oh, can we have Mark Harris, please?" I don't want. Yeah, that's just no, thank you. But yeah, so we might have to look abroad for that. So there's a lot of criteria that need to be met, basically, for Manning, I think, before a fair judgment is made on him, because there's a lot of things that are just not his fault. And also, before I stop waffling on my Manning, he needs to be backed. That's just given. Otherwise, this is a complete waste of everyone's time, including Liam Manning's. Otherwise, he could have just taken Oxford up, and he'd probably be in a better situation with Oxford than he is with us if he was backed at Oxford and he's not being backed here, because we'll just stagnate. Anyways, the point I was going to make was, yesterday after the game, Manning said, "Oh, we're trying to stay in the game at 0-0 at half time." That, on the flip side, to me backing Manning, that I thought was a little bit weird. I thought, no, actually very weird. I was like, why are you trying to stay in the game? Why are you trying to play defensive football against the side? No disrespect to Swansea, but below us in the league, kind of very inconsistent, similar to us. And we're trying to get a result at home. We're trying to get our fans on side. We're playing this turgid, drowsy football. That didn't make sense to me. A little bit better in the second half, but yeah, just generally not good. I'll stop waffling on about Manning. I think we'll end it there on Manning.
Your thoughts on the signings? Just how many signings in which positions? Just quickly, if for the summer, looking towards the summer transfer
striker. I think we're fine fullback wise. Winger, depending on maybe if Cornick leaves. Cornick goes and maybe a winger. Midfield is the massive jeopardy because we could have mass turnover in midfield. And that's a huge problem, I think. We need to get Joe Williams on a contract. Matty James. Andy King, I'm not so bothered about. I think Andy King's basically 1 foot out the door anyway. Matty James is an interesting one because of his age, but I wouldn't be incredibly disappointed if Matty James left, but I wouldn't complain either if he signed a 1-year extension. I wouldn't be like, oh no, that's a massive shame. But Andy King's out the door, so we definitely need one more in alongside Max Bird. So yeah, 2, 3 if Cornick, depending on who leaves. There's a lot of uncertainty basically. Maybe competition to Max. I know. Brian Tinian mentioned this. Stefan Bajic is a little bit unhappy on the bench, which is understandable. Obviously, he's not played a game in the league for us. But yeah, that could be another spot in the squad. Would you agree with that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say a number 9 is needed. Just a goal scorer. I mean,
and a 10. And a 10.
We just need a goal scorer. I mean, Conway scored about 7, 8 goals for us, and how many of them have been penalties? Like 3, 5 penalties. No, it hasn't.
I think so.
We've had 5 pens this season.
I think it was 5 penalties the last time I checked.
Anyway, we need a goal scorer, and I don't think we're going to be keeping Twine because, I mean, Burnley just threw away a lead away at West Ham in the last minute, and they're not staying up. So I think Twine will definitely go back there. I mean, maybe if Manning can convince him, but we need another creative sort of 10 or midfielder. Also, I think we need to bolster the defense as well because Atkinson, I mean, realistically, when's he going to come back? I mean, hopefully we see Benarouz in the midfield on that side. But in terms of defense, yeah, we mentioned it in the past podcast, just a bit more depth and then hopefully a creative player. For me, I think Max is still fine. But yeah, I mean, this season, yeah, it's obviously over for us really, but I mean, it's always next season. I mean, that's what we always say. But yeah, I'd say around three signings. But we have some players coming in, bar a couple of them for the future.
We've had 3 penalties, not 5. I know where I got 5 from. 3 penalties. So Hull, Sunderland, and Middlesbrough. Those are 3 penalties. Yeah. But yeah, I think we can cut it on the Manning debate, to be honest, because there's a lot of repetition. There's a lot of kind of tedious. And generally, there's a lot of people who just aren't going to budge on Manning because they don't want to come across as disrespectful here, but they're too hung up on Nigel Pearson. And I love Nigel Pearson, all right? I've really, really wanted him to succeed. But I always kind of maintained, kind of within the back of my mind, going, maybe we need a younger manager. Maybe we need someone a bit more, someone with an ideology of a little bit more possession-based, more attacking football, because of the patterns I saw in the league, in the EFL. Teams that were playing a little bit better football were progressing so far quickly up the league. Ipswich this season, Hull. Hull have had a lot of investment, but still. And the teams that are playing this, stodgy brand of football, generally down the bottom. It's not a massive surprise. Even West Brom, who are not, possession-based side, they are direct, but they're at least fast and quite good to watch. Hard to deal with. All the sides in the top 6 at the moment play some decent football, and yeah, that's the general patterns in League One as well, in League Two as well. So we've got obviously a few exceptions to the cause, but yeah, I say general patterns. We probably need to move on from Nige. Anyways, that's not the point. On the Swansea game, I have got my match player ratings. Matiss didn't watch the game because he's a glory hunter.
The fake fan that I am. Even though we got a cup win, my club
doesn't care about Bristol City. I've got it on the spreadsheet actually, so I don't need to write it down. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I won't be giving my player ratings, but Annie will go through his, and then obviously comment in the section down below or on live as well to show that he's got them completely wrong and out him as a fake fan.
Right. Okay. Mate.
Okay. Shall I read them out and then?
No, I've got it all down here. It's fine. It's all right. I've got it all. Actually, you know what? Read it out. Read them out, and I'll give you my opinion.
Okay. Obviously, we'll start with Max in goal. What are you giving it?
6. I thought Max didn't have a save to make. So yeah, 6.
Okay. McCrory.
I thought it was decent. McCrory. 6.
6. Okay. Zach Viner.
I thought Viner was all right. Was maybe a bit harsh with the 6. I'll go 6.5.
Okay. And our goal scorer, our saviour, getting all 3 points, Rob Dickey. What would you say?
7.5. I thought he was really good, Dickey. And looked quite. If I'm being honest, it was actually he looked a little bit wary defensively, but generally he looked very composed. Actually, 7.5.
And then Pring came off in the 60th minute. What did you give him?
6.5. I thought Cam was good. I thought he was fine. Didn't do much wrong. So yeah, I'd go 6.5.
Okay, and then midfield, Taylor Garner-Hickman.
I went 5.5 with Taylor Garner-Hickman. I don't know. I thought it was a little bit under par, but it's not far off a 6.
Okay. Joe Williams, their sister, the pretty nice cross.
I went 6.5 for Joe. Actually, I thought he was quite just above par. Kind of decent Joe Williams performance, but yeah, 6.5 is probably about fair.
And then Jason Knight, number 10.
Let's give Jason Knight. Let's give him a 6. Let's give him a 6. I thought he was kind of normal Jason Knight performance. A lot of energy, a lot of running, but little end product, unfortunately.
And then Anis off the left, he scored against Ipswich as well early in the week.
Ani and Matiss. I went 7.5. I thought he was really good, Anis, actually. Or was that? You know what? No. Changing my Rob Dickey to 8. And yeah, I'll give Ani and Matiss 7.5. I thought it was good. I thought he grew into the game really well. Created a few good opportunities.
Yeah, from what I saw as well, he looked a lot brighter and confident. And then Cornick off the right came off quite early on, actually, 56th minute, first player.
I'll give him a 6. Thought he was decent on the right. Thought he can do better, but general Harry Connick performance wasn't too bad.
And then Conway, first start since I think Sheffield Wednesday, hasn't started in a couple of games. What did you give him?
I went Conway 6 as well. To be honest, it didn't really impress me. I thought he was okay. Didn't really it's tough for him against Cabango and Wood, but thought he did average with what he had to offer, what he had on offer.
Yeah, that's the thing with Conway as well. I mean, there's a lot of games where he really can't be as effective. Shame because he's a great player. Anyway, moving on to subs. Sykes coming on for Cornick.
Mark Sykes, I went 6. I don't know about Sykes. Yeah, I thought he was average. No, that's a lie. I tell a lie. I thought he really changed the game in our favour. A lot more effective down the right hand side. So, you know what, 6.5 actually. Let's give 6.5.
Okay. And then Hayden Roberts on for Cam Pring in the 60th.
Yeah, Hayden Roberts 6.5. I thought he was good on left back. Had a few balls away that were dangerous. And yeah, generally looked very composed actually. So yeah, much needed a replacement for Cam actually in that game.
And do you want to do King and Wells? It came on last 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, go on then. King, I went 6.5. I thought he was composed. I thought he was calm in midfield. So man, 6.5. Wells, I thought, 6. Normal.
Yeah, he had one minor chance at the end of the game as well. I think Mehmeti was on the left and it found Wells and he shot pretty straight at the keeper. But you mentioned it earlier. I thought he got a little bit of slander at Ipswich. I don't know. I was a bit surprised. I thought he had a good game really, and he looked sharp. And he was that run up. He could have that would have put us 2-0 up. That would have changed the game. And he missed that shot. It was so close as well. I mean, it did come off the crossbar, right? or did it? I think it might have gone over.
Which one?
The Naki's chance, he cut inside. He cut in once or twice, and then
Did he?
Against Ipswich, I was talking about.
Oh, Ipswich. Oh, right. Yeah, he hit the crossbar with one of them. Yes, he did. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was sharp in that game. But yeah, obviously he only got 10 minutes today. But yeah, that's it for the players. Oh, Manning, the last one.
Oh, good question actually. I went 6 for Liam. I thought, well, if the game plan was literally just get into halftime 0-0 and then attack a little bit more in the second half, then the game plan was perfect. But I don't want that to be our game plan, especially at home against a side in the table like Swansea as well. So give him 6.
I know what you mean, as in that game plan. What you said at about half time, but I think this game was a must win for him and the team, because even if we do play better, I think the result was the most important thing. But I know what you mean. It shouldn't come to that. We should be playing a good brand of football week in, week out. But yeah, that wraps it. No Twine, no Mabude showing, and then obviously
apparently Scott Twine was due to come on right before Rob Dickey's goal, but after the Dickey goal, that kind of changed things. So he didn't bring on Twine, and instead brought on King and etc. etc. Oh dear. I think that's it for the game. We have a little segment called the quiz on this show. We've started a new segment, and we are going to do it again, actually. And this time, who started? Who asked the question first last week? Was it you or me?
I think it was you, but I'm still not sure exactly what question to ask. Because I asked you one more question. You had 2 points for possible return last week. And I got one right.
I only got 1 point, to be fair.
Yeah. So
mine is a 3-pointer.
Okay. I'll do a 2 points. I'll do 2 different ones, and they're statistical questions, which is kind of similar.
You ask the question first.
Yeah, I'll ask the question first. They are statistical. I asked one about Jeju as well, but it was just occurring to me just because I was thinking, and sometimes I don't really know. But first we'll go for the top assister right now for the club. It might seem easy, but I don't know if you know. So yeah, it's quite close. So who's our top current assister in the Championship?
Is it Rob Dickey?
It has 5 assists.
Players 5 assists.
Yeah.
Blimey. Is it Mark Sykes?
Is that your final answer?
Is it Mark Sykes? I'll go with Mark Sykes.
You go Mark Sykes? It's not Mark Sykes. He has got 3 assists. It was the assist.
Got 3?
It was the assister of yesterday's game, Joe Williams.
Fuck off.
Assister with 5.
Sorry
assists.
for swearing, but no way.
Yeah.
Give him that new contract now. Honestly, 5 assists, blimey. All right. Okay. Is that?
Go
on.
Okay, and I've got another assist. I'll give you a bit more leniency. So, what do you think our average possession is in a game so far this season? And I'll give you 7.5% on either side. Is that fair, or 10?
That's harsh. That's fair. No, that's not harsh. That's very high.
That's high. Should I give you 5?
That's high. 3 each way. Let's say 3.5 each way. I think that's.
No, I'll give you 5. I'll give you 5 because you got the 5.
I feel like I've written it down somewhere in like my notes previously. I haven't.
No cheating. No cheating.
That's not cheating if I've done my research. Blimey. I'll say 47.
It's 47 your final answer?
47. Yeah, go on, 47.
You've got it bang on. It's 47 on the dot. No points.
Get in.
You definitely
Get in there.
know where you got.
No. I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, 47 on the dot. The only team that has like a round percentage number.
In there, come on.
Yeah, that's
1 point.
Yeah,
That's 2 points in total for the whole thing.
Yeah, we're ranked 15th. We only got 27 against Swansea yesterday, which is a bit disappointing. But yeah, yeah, you got the point, bang on.
Is that all your questions?
Yeah, that's all mine for today.
I'll ask my question then. And if you were listening to the show earlier on, you'd have noticed that I said the question was maybe Jamie Patterson related. May or may not be. Okay, so the theme of the question is ex-City people.
I when you mentioned that, I didn't want to do any research while you were talking or anything. Because
notice how I said ex-City people, players.
Ex-City
ex-City people who are currently employed at a noticeable position at Swansea. So I'm not saying like kit man or assistant coach. I'm talking like just noticeable positions at Swansea City and have been involved with Bristol City in the past.
Oh, you've given me an absolutely horrendous question.
It's worded weirdly, but it is quite an easy question if you think about it.
A current employer, footballer / high position at Swansea who has worked at Bristol City.
And when I mean high position, I don't mean like director of football or owner. I don't mean
manager or coach.
I know, maybe I mean manager or coach.
Who's currently at the club, or one who's played for both in them.
No, can't be there.
There's a possible 3.
I don't know, there could be 3, could be 4, could be 5, could be 6, could be 7, could be 8, could be 1, could be 2.
Could be
3.
Well, I'll lock in Jamie Patterson.
Yep, that is correct. That is 1 point.
So I'll get that 1 point locked in. But now, why do I even go? Let me think players first. Who's joined Swansea? Oh, hello. Does he still play for them? Corey Smith. Bugger. No. Shit, I thought I had it blinded there. Where's he gone?
I'll give you 3 more guesses.
Okay, where's Corey Smith right now?
Corey Smith is at Derby.
Derby, that's it. Damn, he was there though. Oh, I just recognized the face. In the Swansea quit. Who else then?
He was at Swansea though, Corey Smith, that is true.
Are there any other players currently? Can you give me that clue? Or no? Unknown. I might even have to like give in on this one.
You will kill yourself when you realise who it is. Get involved in the chat if you know the answer to the question.
You're gonna say it, and I'm still not gonna know the person. Then it's gonna be like a really awkward moment.
Embarrassing.
I have to pretend I know.
Oh yeah, that guy. Oh yeah. Oh, he used to play for us. I feel like that. Definitely.
Players. I think
I have to have a little time limit on this one.
Yeah, I think I have to give up. I don't have anything. I don't have that. I have to sit
sure?
with one.
Done?
I can't show my reaction for this though, because you're gonna say something and I'm not gonna know this guy.
Right, there was one other player who does currently still play for Swansea and is ex-Bristol City. Didn't make too many appearances for City, but was, noticeable. His name is Liam Walsh.
Liam Walsh. I do remember him, to be fair. That one I'm not lying.
Yeah, what position does he play in?
He's in the midfield, right?
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There was one other.
He was still in the team at the beginning of my, I think, Bristol City journey.
Well, he was in the lockdown. Was he involved? Yeah. Kind of involved.
Oh, yeah, well then, plenty
half in, half out. He had an injury as well. He did go to Swansea, and that's joined free. Hasn't played.
he barely appeared for us, but yeah, I know.
Hasn't
I mean,
played hasn't played many games for Swansea either. Anyway, the other person was actually the Swansea City manager, Luke Williams, who was ex-Bristol City assistant coach.
of course, because when we were talking about appointments
Yep, that
and
is why I thought
not
that's
Swansea,
why I thought, oh, he's going to get this one.
that's so poor.
I did say, Notts County, Luke
Poor,
Williams,
that's so
ex-Bristol City
poor.
assistant. Didn't get it,
That
mate.
is so
Didn't get
poor.
it.
You gave me the clues
Poor.
throughout.
It's
That's
poor for
actually
me. That's
poor as
really
well. I
poor.
remember, like, what, 4 months ago now, we were like, Luke Williams, Notts County, used to be an assistant coach, whatever. Now he was literally at Ashton Gate yesterday, and I still couldn't get him. That Liam Walsh one was a bit of a one in the dark, but
No, it was not really. If you know your football, know your
yeah.
championship, mate, you should get that one easily, especially if you're a City fan.
I
All
got a
right, that
specific but yeah.
that should wrap us up for this one, actually. Oh no, we'll talk about West Brom. Talk about West Brom briefly. West Brom, Matiss, good team, really high energy, really good manager, Carlos Corberan. Going to be a really tough game with the Hawthorns. They're sitting in the playoffs. Andy Vyman is not going to play, but that doesn't matter because they've got about 10 other good players, so it's fine. So yeah, what are your thoughts and score prediction ahead of that real toughie going into the Midlands?
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but we say that at the start of most games against top sides. I mean, they're pretty comfortable in that top 6 now, and they're kind of in 5 points clear of 6th and then 10 points away from 4th. So they're kind of in a bit of no man's land in playoffs, and I think they'll hold on and get it. Yeah, away from home. I mean, I have to remind myself of. Yeah, that's why I didn't really remember. We had a 0-0 draw with them at the start of the season in September.
I don't know how that was 0-0, mind. Mark Sykes missed an open goal. They missed an open goal. It's mental. That was a mental game. I don't know how it was a 0-0.
Yeah, and then it's going to be interesting because obviously we still off the back of 4 losses, and I think they just have too much quality. I mean, we're not going to reunite with Vyman, unfortunately, but they smashed Huddersfield 4-1. They draw against QPR, but haven't lost. They lost against Southampton, and other than that, yeah, they've been on pretty decent form. I say, to be honest, we play Leicester after, but I see us getting a point. To be honest,
really at the Hawthorns.
I think we'll pull something out. We'll pull something out, and I think we'll scrap a draw because, and like we said, we always play well against higher quality teams, more open style play, and they play teams that want to play football. And obviously, mentioned the manager, Corberan. He's got a good set of players, and I think we can turn up off the back of a win, albeit not a fantastic performance. But I reckon we rock up and get a draw.
3-0 win.
So I'm gonna say 2-2 for a draw. Goals. I mean, our strikers never. Well, Conway did get that brilliant header against Ipswich. I'll say Anis on the score sheet again. He's been looking bright recently, and Dickey again. Why not? He's going to just keep saving us throughout the season. Gets another header.
Just quickly on your point about we're better against sides who are better than us quality, and yes, I do agree with that generally. But West Brom are not like that. They're not like a Southampton, Ipswich, Leicester, Leeds. They are very much more defensively focused. They are. If you watch West Brom on Sky or whatever, they are a lot more defensive. They're very good, so good pressing wise. It's mental. Corberan set them up really well tactically, and that's why I think they'll be a nuisance to whoever they play in the playoffs. If they do get in there, which they look like they will. I'm not confident. They've got Mickey Johnston, who's on loan from Celtic, who I think has scored, who's had 12 shots. I think he's got 7 of the 12 shots or something like that. Ridiculous so far. And he joined on loan in January as well. So yeah, he's had a massive impact, and he looks like a quality player for Albion. I think it'll be tough, especially the Hawthorns. Their fans will be up for it. They'll be looking to get a secure playoff place, and they'll be looking at this game, home against a mid-table side, not really playing for anything, get it 3 points. Yeah, I think we're tough. So I'll go 2-0 West Brom. Yeah, let me know if you're watching. Let us know your predictions for West Brom away in the comment section below, and if you're going as well. Yeah, do let us know. Thank you very much for watching this episode of the 1894 podcast. Sadly, we've come to an end. Thank you very much for listening, tuning in, watching, wherever you, whatever source you've used. And yeah, if you're watching on Spotify or any podcast, do leave us a 5-star rating. That would be much appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit that big red button. It'd be massively appreciated. Hit that like button as well. Helps the algorithm. If you're watching after the fact, let me know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts on the game against Swansea and your score predictions for the game against West Brom. Oh, I forgot to talk about the Brian Tinian. We'll do it. We'll do it another time.
Next episode, yeah.
We'll do it another time. It's fine. Thank you very much, everyone. Keep safe, and we will catch you all very soon. Cheers.